Detectives have made a breakthrough in the search for missing teenager Pheobe Bishop, turning their efforts to a national park outside of Bundaberg. Homicide detectives have now joined the investigation, along with police divers.
A makeshift command centre in the middle of a national park. Police believe this isolated bushland could lead them to Pheobe Bishop, who vanished without a trace 8 days ago.
She had a suitcase, a teenage girl, an airport she never entered. In May 2025, 17-year-old Pheobe Bishop vanished from a quiet corner of Queensland, Australia, just minutes away from boarding a flight that could have changed her life. But she never made it on board. Instead, what followed was a chilling trail of unanswered questions, a remote national park search, and eventually 2 housemates arrested for murder. Who was Pheobe Bishop? And what really happened in those final hours? This is Dark Patterns Crime Stories. Tonight, we unravel one of the most disturbing mysteries of the year, the disappearance of Pheobe Bishop. Pheobe Bishop wasn't your average 17-year-old. Described as fiery and sassy, she had a bold streak, red hair, hazel eyes, tall with a towering personality to match. She was artistic, funny, and deeply sensitive. A girl with big dreams, and an even bigger heart. Originally from New South Wales, she had recently moved to Gin Gin, a quiet town west of Bundaberg, to access NDIS support for her mental health needs. The move was meant to be temporary, a stepping stone, a fresh start. But instead of marking the beginning of something hopeful, it became the setting for a nightmare. On May 15, 2025, Pheobe was scheduled to fly to Western Australia. She had shared her plans with family. She was ready to leave. She was last seen near Airport Drive in Bundaberg with luggage in hand. But something strange happened. She never entered the airport. No check-in records. No boarding pass. No sight of her in the terminal. It was as if she disappeared between the curb and the door. And what's more, the car she was seen traveling in belonged to 2 adults she lived with, James Wood and Tanika Bromley. They were more than just housemates. Some say they had significant control over her day-to-day life. Within 24 hours, Pheobe was reported missing. Her family knew something was wrong. By May 17th, police had launched a massive search. And it wasn't long before the search focused on Goodnight Scrub National Park, a remote and rugged expanse west of Bundaberg. Search crews scoured rivers and bushland. Police dogs and divers were brought in. Everyone hoped for a clue. But nothing confirmed what had happened to her. Then came the turning point. Police searched the Gin Gin home where Pheobe had been living. They found illegal weapons and seized multiple electronic devices. The house and the grey Hyundai SUV were both declared official crime scenes. That's when the tone of the investigation changed. No longer just a missing person case, it became a suspected homicide. For weeks, the public heard very little. Phoebe's face was on missing person posters across Queensland. Her name spread across social media, pushed by loved ones desperate for answers. And then, on June 5th, an announcement rocked the case. James Wood and Tanika Bromley were arrested and charged with murder and with interfering with a corpse. But even then, the most vital piece of the case remained missing. Her body had not been found. Her exact cause of death remained unknown. And the details surrounding her final hours were sealed under investigation. So how could police make such a charge? Sources suggest that digital footprints, GPS records, and other forensic evidence led to their arrest. Whatever was found was strong enough to pursue justice, even without a body. Then, just one day after the arrests, another heartbreaking discovery was made. On June 6th, human remains were located near Goodnight Scrub National Park, the same remote area police had searched weeks earlier. After forensic analysis, the remains were confirmed to belong to Pheobe Bishop. The confirmation ended weeks of agonizing uncertainty for her family and the public. But it also raised new and horrifying questions. Police now allege that Phoebe's body was moved multiple times after her death, suggesting an attempt to hide her remains or obstruct the investigation. Her personal belongings have yet to be recovered, and investigators are still seeking dashcam and CCTV footage of the grey Hyundai 935 seen in the area between May 15th and 18th. What was the motive? So far, no clear answer. James and Tanika were not just housemates. They had become authority figures in Phoebe's life. Some speculate there was coercion, control, and manipulation at play. Others wonder if something darker was going on inside that house. Was Phoebe trying to escape something? Was that plane ticket her lifeline, her last chance to run? Her family believed she knew something wasn't right, and was planning to leave for good. That theory could explain why she never made it into the airport terminal. Someone may have stopped her. As of now, both suspects remain in custody. Neither has entered a plea. A court hearing is scheduled for August 11th, where the murder and weapons charges will be heard together. Tanika Bromley had her weapons bail temporarily revoked in June before it was reinstated. Meanwhile, police continue to gather forensic evidence, combing through devices and tracking the car's movement. Investigators believe more answers are still out there. Phoebe's mother, Michelle, has been public in her heartbreak. She describes her daughter as a sunflower, bright, bold, impossible to forget. She's thanked the community for their support and asked for privacy as they mourn. On June 30th, Phoebe was laid to rest. Her funeral was open to the public. A final goodbye for a girl who never got to start her next chapter. Over 50 vehicles joined in tribute. Her memory now lives on not just through mourning, but through a demand for justice. 17 years old. Packed and ready to begin again. And then gone without a trace. Silenced, hidden, and now found. The case of Phoebe Bishop is more than a tragedy. It's a call to attention. A call to look deeper at the people around us. To ask harder questions. And to never stop demanding justice, even when the answers feel far away. If you have any information about the disappearance of Phoebe Bishop, especially anything involving a gray Hyundai SUV in the Gin and Bundaberg area between May 15th and 18th, please contact Crime Stoppers Australia. You can remain anonymous, but your voice could help bring peace to a grieving family. This is Dark Patterns Crime Stories. Subscribe for more deep dives into the cases that matter. And remember, in every silence there's a story waiting to be told.